My name is Drew, and today I'm going to show you how you can build applications using MongoDB Atlas, MongoDB Realm, and GraphQL. What we've built here is a quick application to help you find and track stocks over time. So you can use this search bar to search for a specific stock. We've also integrated authentication and the ability to upgrade your user if you want additional information about a stock, or if you want to save stocks so you have them readily available when you log in again. And everything you see here has been built with MongoDB Atlas and MongoDB Realm. Let's see how it's done. So first, let's check out our Atlas cluster. Now, if you have data in Atlas today, you should be able to follow these steps to build an application on top of your cluster. In our case, we've got really two core collections. The first, we have a collection with all sorts of information about stocks, and we have a second collection with a little bit more basic information just about the tickers that we are going to be exposing throughout our website. In order to actually build the website itself, the first thing you'll do is create a Realm application. And as you create a Realm application, the first thing you want to do is start opening up access to your data. We provide a set of built-in rules and permissions to help you do that. You can give very permissive access to your data. In this case, for our basic records, we've given full public read access to that data, or you can have more restricted access. For these premium records, what we have is the ability to check and see if a user is registered as a premium user before we provide them access. In order to take this data and expose it in the GraphQL API, all you need to do is generate a schema on top of your data. So here we go to the Schema tab, we click Generate Schema, and what MongoDB Realm will do is scan the data in your Atlas instance and generate a JSON schema based on that. Based on this schema, we then actually generate a full GraphQL API for you. So you'll see here, we've got your GraphQL API, we have graphical here, and we can either search for a basic record, or we could search for a record that actually incorporates more information, as well as pulling the latest price from an API. The way that we've done that is by building a custom resolver. With custom resolvers, in addition to generating types based on the data in MongoDB, you have the ability to define a net new type that can call a Realm function. This can be a query, it could be a mutator operation, and all you need to do is define the input type, the payload type, and then define a function. For the function that we're using here, it's pretty simple. What we're doing is calling a function, separate function, to pull that stock API endpoint that we talked about before. And then we are pulling both the basic stock data collection as well as the premium stock data collection. We're merging all that data together and returning it via the API endpoint. Now, once you defined your GraphQL API, there's just a couple steps that you need to take to get it fully integrated into your application. First, you'll turn on authentication. We've got a couple of different authentication providers that are actually built into MongoDB Realm. Here, we're using anonymous authentication, so people can access the data publicly, as well as a built-in email and password provider, which lets people log in with an email and password. Once you've got your auth, your rules, your GraphQL API set up, you're ready to actually take your data and integrate it into your application. We even go a step further and make it easy to host your application by providing static content hosting and giving you a public URL that you can use to access your data. So you'll see that's actually where we are hosting the data here. When you actually want to interact with the GraphQL API on your client-side code, it's quite simple. You treat it just as you would any other GraphQL API. Here we're using the Apollo client, and we've created a simple GraphQL query that helps populate the stock information. And then when we want to call that, we're just using the standard Apollo client to actually pull the data from that GraphQL API point that we created with MongoDB Realm. If you want to see a little bit more of a deeper dive into how we built this, you can check out my talk, Creating a Sophisticated GraphQL API in Minutes. Thanks.